And welcome into the start of Season 3 of the Ohio Only Challenge here on Madden 23. And before we cut any, most likely actually just move most to practice squads, maybe make a few trades, we're going to take a look at what we did during the preseason as I have already simmed it. And in total, we didn't have too bad of a preseason with a 6-point victory against the Bears week 1, 26-20. We then followed that up by a 38-10 win against the Panthers. However, the Vikings kicked our butt. So not quite sure what happened in this game. Don't know if our backups or if our starters got more play time, but either way, it was not a good game. Let's see who had the most pass attempts for us. And there was... Actually, it does look like the starters played the majority of this game, so I don't know what happened. How did the Vikings do? And it honestly doesn't look like too crazy. Did they have a lot of rushing touchdowns? No, not really. So yeah, I'm not quite sure what happened in this game. Oh, that's cool. James Cook with the Vikings here in this universe. That's fun. But yeah, so don't want to take too deep of a look into those games, but we will take a look at the overall stats that we had during the preseason, just in case that helps us make any maybe close decisions. Not that I really think there are many, but we'll still take a look, see how the team did during preseason with the 10th ranked offense. Not too bad. Defense 12th, so definitely making some progress for sure. And in the preseason, Paul Schillinger, yeah. He had 6 touchdown passes, 2 interceptions, completing 71% of his passes for just under 500 yards. And he also wasn't sacked at all, so that's great. LaRubio, 1 touchdown, 2 interceptions. Not great from him. Tennant didn't really get to play. Madden doesn't really have a function that's more than just the top 2 players really play. So Tennant, we already had decided would be going to the practice squad. In terms of rushing, Zeke had 3 touchdowns off the new contract with 158 on 31 carries. Not too bad, averaging 5 yards a carry. Trey Sermon, he did all right. Honestly, I don't know why he had this many rushes because I had it set up to where Ben would get some more rushes, Ben Pierce, but he didn't have a single rush, so that's annoying. But he will be getting the action this year. Trey Sermon, we brought him in last year, and he really didn't play at all. So I think we could use him to try to get back some of the mid-round picks, like the 3rd round. I think we could possibly get for Trey Sermon. Might have to give up maybe Sermon and a 7th or something to get a 3. But I want to get back some of our draft picks. So we'll try to make that trade. And hopefully when we get into the regular season, we'll find out that there's some players early on that we could try to go after. In the receiving game, Chris Olave has really been rivaling Garrett Wilson for that number 1 spot for sure. 223 on 13 catches for 2 touchdowns. Rayshawn Holiday in his sophomore season, 202 touchdowns on 11 catches. Austin Mack, who's kind of getting a little bit more in the rotation, 120 yards on 8. Wilson only had 89 on 4. Paris Campbell will be our backup slot receiver, and he had 64 on 5. And then any other more touchdowns? Ruckert had a touchdown. Zeke had a touchdown. KJ Hill got a touchdown as well. On defense, we were led in tackles by no other than Jerome Baker. That guy has played amazing football for us. So he is for sure staying out there as one of our leading guys. Tommy Togiai. There we go. Getting some sackles. That's what we're just going to refer to as tackles for loss. Those are going to be sackles. So from now on, Davon Hamilton also had 5, or not also, but had 5. So our 2 DTs lead the way there. Hubbard had 3, 2 for Werner, Brooks, and Cooper, and then 1 for Smith, Ward, and Young. In terms of sacks, 2 for Hubbard, 1.5 for Young, then 1 for Warner and Cooper, and then half for Brooks, Robinson, and Okuda. But you know a name I didn't see in here is our rookie linebacker in Cole Lawrence. Did he end up getting any stats? And he actually ended his preseason with 3 tackles plus an interception. So not too bad. He will be getting the starting spot in one of our linebackers. So the other interceptions, Okuda and Wiggins. In the kicking department, 8 of 9 on extra points for Sloman, 1 of 3 on field goals. He's starting to struggle a bit with the field goals. Extra points have been fine, but we also don't have very many other options at kicker. But now it is time to make some moves here, and we already know that we're going to have a couple. We'll keep Tennant on here for now. See if we need to move him to the practice squad. If we run a 3 quarterbacks deep, I think that'll be fine for us. At running back, we know Josh Howard and Justin Shirley are definitely going to the practice squad, so those decisions pretty easy. And as I had mentioned, I want to get Ben Pierce out there. I think he has a really good skill set. He just needs to get on the field, which means Jared Dokes, I really liked him at the beginning of the series, but he just hasn't had the chance to get out there, so we are going to unfortunately cut him. If we need a running back in the future, we know we could go after him. Trey Sermon, I'm still thinking of trading. And unfortunately, now at tight end, Luke Farrell does not have an option to go to the practice squad, and I still want to go with Quinton Morris as our number 3, so Luke Farrell is going to be cut. And I know we have quite a few backup offensive linemen, so James Hudson is going to go ahead and be cut. There's still a possibility that we send Thayer Munford to the practice squad. At left guard, we will be sending to the practice squad Randall Brown, who was there last year. He'll be going back there this year. And similarly with Timmy Washington to the practice squad, he goes. That leaves us with 10 offensive linemen. I don't believe we'll need 10 offensive linemen, so for now, Thayer Munford will be headed to the practice squad. As for our defensive line, Zach Carmichael will also be going to the practice squad. Joining him is our, I want to say it was either 5th or 6th round draft pick in Jared Potter. An undrafted rookie, Dave Townsend at DT, will also be going to the practice squad, 59 overall, so the only way he's going to make the roster is on the practice squad. And I think we're going to end up cutting James Wiggins. I want to go with Sean Wade as he is a couple years younger, so we will unfortunately be making that cut. And Tyson Anderson, if he was able to get put on the practice squad, we would, but that is no longer available for him, so he will be our final cut. Now that does still leave us with 3 quarterbacks on roster, as well as Trey Sermon still on the team, which we will probably try to look to trade at some point during this year. But let's sim on over to week 1 and take a look at what that next draft class is going to look like. Hopefully, it's a good one. And let's meet the draft class. We have a total of 17 available players. And again, like most times, most of them are going to be potential undrafted, with a few guys that are draftable. There was 1 quarterback, potential undrafted, no running backs, 2 potential undrafted receivers, with 2 tight ends, both draftable, projected around 3 to 4 in Raymond Carroll, and then a day 3 in Alex Cunningham. We do finally have a projected round 1 offensive lineman in Melvin Douglas out of Ohio State. We also had a day 3 right tackle Emmett Kinney out of also Ohio State. On the defensive line, finally, we have some good guys. If you watch the California only one, we built a phenomenal defensive line, front 7 even, because we had some edge rushers, 3-4 kind of guys that played amazing. So hopefully these 2 guys can live up to it, which means we'll definitely need to try to get some round 1s. But there is Antoine Knox out of Ohio State, 6'4", 271. And then Quan Kyle, also out of Ohio State, 6'5", 270. So these 2 are a high-end tandem here of edge rush. Hopefully they're both really good and we can find a way to bring them in. Technically, we don't need 2. We'll need at least 1 of them, with us now having Chase Young. We'll need at least 1, for sure. There is also a potential undrafted right end in Jonathan Browning out of Cincinnati. A day 3 defensive tackle, Brian Lowry out of Ohio State. A day 3 left outside linebacker, Travis Jefferson, also Ohio State. Middle linebacker, potential undrafted Glenn Hawkins. A potential undrafted right outside linebacker, Jason Matthews, as well as Nathan Wilder. And then we have some safeties. Free safety Dylan Hill out of Ohio State, who is 6 foot 225. And then strong safety Stephen Farley, also Ohio State, 6'1", 201. So we have some safety tandems and some edge rush tandems from Ohio State that have the potential to be really good. So unfortunately, we have, I think, what, 4 or 5? Yeah, we have 5 potential first round players and no picks until the 4th round. So we might have to make some big trades this year. If we're not doing well by trade deadline, it might be sell a lot of players and try to get as many high-end draft picks as we can to bring in some of these young guys. But we'll see how the team does until then. But definitely going to keep an eye on these guys. So I know I need to scout safety, defensive or outside edge rush ends. I think just D ends. That's what it is. D ends, tackles, offensive tackles, and we could even scout a little tight end too. So yeah, I'll set up the scouts. Not that important because it doesn't necessarily work as it does in a normal traditional franchise, considering not all the scouts can scout these players specifically because they're not going to all be in either the national or northeast scouting zones. But I'll get those set up, and then we have a couple other things to take care of before we jump into the first game of our rookie quarterback. It's opening day this week and a fresh start for every team around the league. And you'll be facing the Bills. What is the key to victory? We want our defense to step up, but with a rookie quarterback, we have to see him perform well, especially with all the talent we have around him. Ideally, we establish a rhythm on offense, dictate the flow of the game, and get a big enough lead to make their offense one-dimensional. It's kind of what we've gone with, I think, every year so far. And obviously, every offense wants to be balanced. Our main focus is the passing game. Our quarterback has 96 throw power. We need to see him unlock that deep part of the field. It's a passing league. Whether you're leading or trailing, passing is the best option for yards and points. So being able to air it out is how we envision having the most success. That's probably what it said. Beat the Bills, throw for 350 plus yards. Talk about a debut for a rookie QB. And speaking of rookie QB, Paul Schillinger is making his debut this week, and we've seen in the past that it can be tough for rookies early on. What are you expecting this week? I'm expecting kind of a mix of showing flashes and a great performance. With all of the help he has around him, with a 3, honestly even 4 deep receiver core, Zeke at running back, a good offensive line, you expect a good performance. So that's what we're going to go with. Expectations are definitely high. Anytime you take guys in the first few rounds, you're expecting good things out of them, and the sooner the better. Plus, we traded a lot for him. Beat the Bills and throw for 300 plus yards with Paul Schillinger. Let's get it on. And the season has begun. Bills take the field on offense with 3 tight ends to the top. 1 lone running back will be a run down the middle. And there's a nice stop. Jerome Baker will stop Edwards-Helaire after a gain of 2. Now they'll switch it up, go shotgun. Will be a quick pass to the outside, complete to number 7 for the first down. And I believe the Bills have a rookie quarterback of their own. So battle of the rookie QBs today. As they come out empty set here on first down, throw underneath, caught by number 2 and out of bounds, gain of 4. So we'll see who ends up on top between these 2 quarterbacks. Got twins to either side here. They make a quick audible, then a pass underneath. Defense playing a little bit lax. I wish there was a way for us to make some adjustments while in this kind of gameplay, because I would love to have us play some more press coverage. I feel like we rarely do that. Might just need to make my own custom playbook for this franchise, kind of get that going. And after the short pass, gain of 6, bring up 2nd and 4, 2 to the bottom, 1 up top. And it will be a run down the middle. Edwards-Helaire will get by, I believe that was Hamilton, that kind of was free in the middle but wasn't able to find the running back. Will be another first down gain for the Bills. Hard count there. Almost gets their own lineman to jump, and a nice pass breakup there. I believe that's Sauce Gardner at the bottom. And haven't really seen Gardner make too many big plays while we've been watching. He had, I think, one interception last year, but most of the time he just covers the guy and they don't throw it to him. And they do check down there, get close to the first down, marked 3rd and 2 with a tight formation here. 2 receivers, 2 tight ends, and good blocking for the Bills will get them just enough. But actually, no, Edwards-Helaire doesn't go down, tries to get some more yards, and in doing so, loses forward progress. And Gardner gets him down 4th and inches at the 30. And instead of going for it, the Bills will attempt the field goal, unless it's a fake. And it is not. Field goal attempt up. And that one was looking a little iffy for a minute. Or not really a minute, like 2 seconds max. But they do knock it in and will take the lead 3-0 to start the game. Or just kidding. They miss, actually. So it just looked bad for the whole time. So now our rookie quarterback out there. First play. Handoff to Zeke. Gain of about 4. No, actually, gain of 6. 2nd and 4. Wow. Maybe I should clean my glasses. Well, defense gets the stop, technically. Maybe special teams gets the stop. I don't know. Now offense moving here up to the 43. First pass complete to Garrett Wilson. Past midfield to the 49. Schillinger's first pass in the NFL is a gain of 9 yards. Nothing too crazy. We definitely want to see him air it out, and that is the game plan today. Try to have him unlock that arm talent that we know he has. 96 throw power is insane. I did some testing in some practice to grab some thumbnail for the previous episode. And in doing some passing, he could throw the ball 50 yards through the air, no problem. So hopefully we'll see that a bit. I feel like Madden doesn't call too many deep passes. We do get Sermon out there for a rush. Gets a gain of, I think, about 3 yards. And on 3rd and 1, we go empty. I don't know about that. We'll see if Schillinger can get the job done here. We have Ruckert open, and he will find Ruckert for the first down plus about 6 extra yards, giving us a first down to the 33. And I am not joking when I say this. If you start a franchise and you need a tight end, get Jeremy Ruckert. He has come a very long way. First 2 seasons, been about a 1,000-yard receiver. He's been great for us. And we do get the first down there. I believe that was to, Rayshawn Holiday, gain of 10. Now giving us 1st and 10 at the 23, close to the red zone. We had a couple guys there, but we'll find, I believe that's, 81. That's Deguara, I believe our backup tight end. And that'll get us inside the red zone, inside the 15. So far, first drive going pretty smoothly, and the timing, not even close there. Intended for Ezekiel Elliott on the zig route, but timing was awful. And on 2nd and 10, we'll throw to the bottom, and we'll get a gain of about 5, this time to Paris Campbell. He was wearing the same number as Curtis Samuel from last year, so I was like, I was a little confused, not going to lie. Gets us a 3rd and 5 here. Pass rush coming in, thrown just out of the sack, and I'm going to go for it here. I'm going to jump in. And on 4th and 5, we're going to be aggressive here. Coming in for my first play was Schillinger, and try to go with a hard count, and I make my own right tackle jump off sides. I believe that's Jonah Jackson. And with it now being 4th and 10, I will go ahead and let the field goal unit out there, kicking from the 20. This one is good. Definitely not a miss this time. We will get the first points on the board. And I would like to get a couple games in this episode, so we'll start going with a little bit of some quicker action here. 19-yard catch, Edwards-Helaire gets him close to midfield with the 4-yard rush as well. Then sack, Chase Young starting the year off strong. 4th and 14, we get the stop. We're getting the ball back pretty close to our own end zone. But luckily the ball goes through the end zone, so we'll get the touchback starting at the 20. 3 tight ends to the bottom of the screen will be a stretch. And, okay, good break. Okay, try to get a yard. No, we're going to lose it. Actually, they say we don't lose a yard. Pretty sure we did. But I'll take a loss of nothing over a loss of anything. So, yeah, definitely don't think that's a good spot, but we'll take it. 2 to the top, 1 to the bottom in the pistol. Schillinger will throw to the bottom of the screen. Don't know why it took me so long to find my direction. Garrett Wilson with a first down. So far, pretty accurate passes we're seeing. Going to knock on wood. Hope that will continue. Twins to either side here. Pass across the middle, and there's the first drop. Actually, it says that Schillinger is 6 of 9. I don't remember 2 other incompletions. So, not sure where those came from. Now throwing deep. The first long ball, a bit too long. We'll need to teach him how to control the arm strength a bit. Definitely going to focus on the strong arm archetype with him to really work on that deep accuracy. And a check down on 3rd and 10 will not get us the first down. We'll punt this one away. And following a pretty good punt by our new punter in Johnston, and then a pass break up there by Sapp, they'll be starting at around the 28, get a short gain, and it looks like we got the stop here on 3rd down, 4th and 1. They do punt it away. Let's see if our offense can get anything going this time. In this game, we're going to focus a bit more on the offensive side as we obviously have the new rookie quarterback. Want to see what he can do. Defense really hasn't changed too much. Going to find Aguara here. I believe that. No, I was wrong. I saw a very thin number. It was just because he was turned sideways. It's actually 88. Ruckert with another first down catch for us. Again, really good tight end. If he's available for you and your franchise, pick him up. Tight shotgun look here. Will be a run down the middle. Zeke breaks first contact. Will maybe get a gain of 3. And indeed gain of 3. 4 rushes so far, 13 yards. And coming out in that same shotgun formation. Defense looking like they're just in a standard nickel here. Pass across the middle. Holiday with the first down, getting close to midfield, marked down at the 48. And now will come out trips to the bottom. It looks like Ruckert at the top of the line. Zeke also in the backfield. Be a pump fake, and then a throw deep, and intercepted in one-on-one coverage. Number 40-something makes the play, headed across midfield, now tackled out of bounds at the 45. Intercepted by Whitehead. And that's just unfortunately something we're going to see in Madden, as we saw a bit in previous Maddens as well. The one-on-ones typically, I feel like, go in favor of the defense. 3rd and 5, they do get the first down to Jalen Rager, and then get another 4 yards to him. Now inside the 30, and now inside the 25, as they continue to march. 3rd and 1, another first down gained by Rager. Inside the red zone, pass thrown away. And then pass knocked away, Jerome Baker. 3rd and 10, touchdown, Nico Collins. Bills take the lead with a minute left before half. And I really feel like this team could be a playoff, maybe even Super Bowl caliber team this year. So I'm going to come in here and help them out as much as I can. And Olave on my first play here with Schillinger is a touchdown pass. Olave with the switch route to the outside. And the speed we have is killer at receiver, and he burned the entire Bills defense. Just a nice pass there from Schillinger, deep and away from the incoming corner, and that was it. As soon as the ball was caught, it was a touchdown. And that is just a quick look at the arm talent with Schillinger. You could throw that ball so far downfield. Now we just need our defense to keep our lead into halftime, as it looks like the Bills are making their way into field goal range. And I might have to help us out on defense as well. Or not. It's actually, we're going to head into halftime. Defense took care of itself. I should trust my defense a little bit. But halftime here, we have a narrow 10-7 lead. And now let's see if they can our offense can put together their own scoring drive. We've come close a couple times. Just haven't been able to put that pin in the hole, just haven't been able to actually complete the drive. But we'll see what we could do here. Zeke gets a gain of 7 on first. And now coming out with a heavy set, 1 lone receiver on the field. 3 tight ends, 1 lone running back in Zeke. Will be a pass. Gonna find Ruckert. That pass was a little bit behind him. A nice adjustment from our tight end. And now coming out in that tight shotgun. We've ran this a few times already today. And I feel like a lot of our play calls are rather short. I feel like we might need an adjustment maybe with the playbook, which we did in the California only, where we called it more of a scheme change, a play call style change, rather than, changing the playbook, because that's not really going to happen mid-season or even early on in a season. 3rd and 2 with that stop there from the Bills defense. Come out here with a strong eye. Gilliam in at fullback will help lead the way, and he will get us close. And they do mark it as a first down. I was worried I was going to need to jump in there again and help out the team, but they get the job done there. Bunch to the bottom, one lone receiver up top. Schillinger across the middle, but not good timing there with his receiver. Still working on creating that connection, that chemistry. 3 receivers up top here, 2 to the bottom as they come out. Empty set, quick pass to the bottom and caught. This time Rayshawn Holiday. And honestly, the receiver group we have, even though we don't have anyone in the 90s, we have 3 really young receivers all around the same overall, all being about 84 to 81. I think they are legit for sure. Probably, I would say, one of the best groups. If it was like real life comparative, I would say probably one of the best in the NFL. So I expect Schillinger to play well. He's got a pretty solid O-line, the best center, and some really good receiving. Decent running back group. Sermon comes in and get a gain of 2. And I say decent because we really only give the ball to Zeke and really no one else. So it's hard to say how good the rest of the receiving or the running back group is, but I'd like to get them more involved. And on 3rd and 3, shotgun set here again. Two receivers up top, 2 tight ends to the bottom. Will be a play action here. Pass across the middle, a lot of underneath, but DeGuara will get us the first down. And coming back out here with Gilliam at fullback, strong eye. Will be a run down the middle with our lead blocker and maybe get a gain of about 2 or 3. Mark it a gain of 2. Definitely expect to run a bit better with the offensive line we have. We should be getting the job done more, and a nice pass breakup there by Fred Warner. That'll bring up a 3rd and 8 here for our rookie quarterback, close to the red zone. A first down would put us into the red zone, and the blitz set up nicely. Trey Sermon will get the screen pass, and he will get close. I'm going to help us hopefully get this first down. Elliott gets the stop, bringing up 4th and 2. And on 4th and 2, we'll come out here, 2 to the right, 1 to the left. Hard count this time doesn't draw anyone, including ourselves. And a fumble. Elliott picked it up, but they blow the whistle. Nice job there from Lawrence to deny us any points. The Bills will take over. 8 yards on first down, 5 on second. Incomplete pass thrown away here. And then a knock away by Okuda, bringing up 3rd and 10, and a stop from our defense. And again, still struggling to see them put a full drive together. Granted, we probably could have had an additional 6 points on the board if I didn't go for... Actually, no, because we did end up kicking that field goal. So at least 3 points on the board if I didn't have us go for it. But really expect us to get the ball down the field quite easily, and we're just not seeing it done all too well. But Zeke making his stand on the game here with a solid rush there. 11 carries, 45 yards. And that is the end of the 3rd. A close race here between these two teams. 10-7. Bengals in front with the ball. And Schillinger and the offense will come out again in a tight shotgun set. 2 receivers to the bottom. It will be a pass towards the top. Caught. Rayshawn Holiday? Yes. Past the 50-yard line we go. Marked down at the 48. And we've been here time and time again. We just need to complete the possession here and get a touchdown on the board. They've yet to do it themselves. I had to help them out. And Schillinger with the read option will be a gain of 1. I don't want them doing that too much, but he has some ability to run. I want to say it's a 78 or 79 speed with about 82, 83 acceleration, so he could do it. Just not a whole lot often, and he's really not going to get around the edge. And on 3rd and 5, empty set. Again, I don't understand some of these play calls. I wouldn't really go with empty set on anything less than like 10 yards to go. Olave gets us the first down, though, on a gain of about 12-ish yards to the 32. And we will stay out in that empty set. A stack at the bottom here for Olave and Garrett Wilson. And we are going to go towards the bottom, and another interception. It's not bad passes this time, at least, that are getting intercepted. It's just good plays made by the defensive backs. And as this game starts to wind down, let's watch a little bit on defense. See what we're able to do as they come out in their own empty set. Pass across the middle, drag route complete to number 82, I think 82? No, just 80. Mark that as a gain of 4. Come out under center. 2 tight ends to the bottom. 2 receivers up top. Be a play action rollout. Come on, Chase. Get off the block. He doesn't. Gets the ball out to number 9. Brought down immediately. That was by our rookie linebacker in Cole Lawrence. Bringing up a 3rd and 1. Bunch to the top. 1 lone receiver at the bottom. Will be a pass. They had a guy open and thrown right to Jerome Baker. That pass thrown about 3 seconds too late. And Jerome Baker gets us to the 7. And with that, we just might be able to walk out of here with a touchdown. Again, gonna knock on wood. With a touchdown makes our chance of walking away with a victory even higher. And we had plenty of blocks picked up. He had to get rid of that ball, and he didn't. 2nd and goal from the 20. I'm going to help us try to manage this a little bit. 2nd and goal from the 20. We got Josie Love in at running back. We got Ruckert and Wilson going for the corners and then a couple underneath routes. And I didn't snap the ball in time. Felt like I had no time there on the play clock, so that was fun. Well, let's make it even longer. Can you stop showing me their players? I'm trying to look at the play art here. Trying to find something. Going to have a receiver breaking open and not holding on to it. Rayshawn Holiday. And on 3rd and goal, we'll flip the formation here. We'll leave Love into block. Going to go with a bit of some verticals here. With the arm strength we have, hopefully we're going to try to find something. We're just going to need to roll out, throw this one away, and we'll have to take the field goal. It's not ideal. A touchdown still wins the game for the Bills. But at least a field goal makes it to where their own field goal doesn't tie the game. So Sloman out to kick this one right in between the uprights. We'll take our 6-point lead back to the sim. All right, defense, your time to shine. And they've already done really well today, holding the Bills to only 7 points to late in this game. Edwards-Helaire with a run, cut back towards the middle, get close to the 1st down, brought down after a gain of 9. 6 carries, 28 yards. And staying out in that shotgun set, trips to the top, their tight end just off the line at the bottom. And they'll take the snap, hand it off down the middle. Seems like they don't trust their rookie quarterback right now, just going with the runs. Or maybe they're just being smart and trying to drain the clock, slowly march down the field, and get some points, a touchdown specifically, on the board with next to no time left. And there is a close completion. Okudah about a step behind. Now they'll come out bunch to the bottom, their tight end at the line to the top. Looking for a pass across the middle. Will find it, number 2, stumbling. And we'll get about a gain of probably, I would say, around 8-10 yards. Gets them into plus territory. They're starting to run a little bit quicker pace here. About 2 minutes, or almost 2 minutes, and there's a sack. Chase Young, that will send us to the 2-minute warning with a nice sack, getting him close to midfield. Loss of about 6-ish yards. And yeah, exactly 6 yards. 2nd and 16 from the 48. And plus territory still. They will throw across the middle. Open receiver. Jerome Baker and Gardner will bring him down. Getting up to the 40, or down to the 40 now. Another pass to the middle-ish, kind of to the outside, to the numbers. Nice pass break up there from Denzel Ward. 4th and 8. We get the stop here. This game is just about over. And they will pass the ball. Had a couple guys underneath, and there's Chase Young, his 3rd sack of the day. Just about seals this game up. And all we need is our offense to get 1 first down pretty much, and this game is over. All the blockers in, hand it off to Zeke, who instead of running straight down the field, tries to angle to the outside. I wish he just barreled down, just run straight down the field. And let's get some fresh legs out there. I put in Ben Pierce as the number 1 running back to help us ground and pound this game out, and hopefully he could get the job done. Timeout called here by the Bills. And that leaves them with 1 last timeout, 3rd and 6. If we don't get this, I might have us go for it here. Maybe go ahead and kick the field goal, would make it a 2-score game, and intercepted. He will at least get the tackle. Defense heading back out on the field. That time I would say bad pass. That needed to be thrown to more to the left. It looked like it was either a zig or just an inaccurate pass. We've seen on some of those quick stop routes he hasn't been dead on. That one definitely cost him. And unfortunately for the team, it could cost us the game late. We come out here, double A-gap look. We will send the house, and oh, we were so close to getting there with Werner. But a great rush block pickup. Stumbling here. The running back got a very good block. Another pass across the middle, complete, number 2 to the 30. I'll mark him actually at the 29 as this clock continues to roll. Bills still have one timeout. And there's a sack fumble. Chase Young scoops it up. 4 sacks, a forced fumble. This game is over. Kneel out this clock. Don't let us throw another interception. And it looks like we might let this tick off. No, we'll take one last knee. But that ends the game. We get a close victory, 13-7, with a lot of turnovers towards the end that made this game look very sloppy. Defense for us played very well. The offense needs to get going. We have too many weapons to be only scoring 13 points in a game. But we were at least able to get the victory. That's what matters most. Only 206 passing yards. The goal was 300 plus. And then in total, I think 350 plus passing, or either just total yards. So we didn't get that job done, but the victory is what matters most. We didn't execute our game plan like we wanted to, but getting the win is what matters most, which we were able to do. Exactly like what I said, Zeke / apparently Baker. Not every win is going to be pretty, but any week that we're able to come out on top has to be considered a success. Indeed it was. We got the win, and the entire team earns 1,000 experience points. Paul Schillinger didn't light up the stat sheet like you had hoped, but you were still able to get the win. Again, that's what matters the most here. Yeah, and at the end of the day, that's the goal. I'll gladly take a win each week over personal achievement, so great performance or not, a win is good by me. Just echoing what I've been saying, Paul Schillinger earns 1,000 XP. And that leaves us with a 1-0 record, week 1. To round out this episode, I want to get through week 4. I want to always have a minimum of 4 games an episode, not counting postseason. So we have the Cowboys, Bucks, and Chiefs all available. Just kind of play it by ear, week by week. So let's jump on over to the Cowboys game and see if anything good pops up. And after simming on over, we find out Chase Young wins the first AFC Defensive Player of the Week. Makes sense. 3 tackles, 4 sacks, 1 forced fumble, of which he also recovered. So big props to Chase Young. That's why we traded for him. We need to see that each week. As for this game itself, the Cowboys have a good offense, about an average, I would say, looking defense. We could actually look more specifically, at least in terms of week 1. Offense actually looked to be the more mediocre. Defense did really good in terms of pass yards per game, but they did allow quite a bit of rushing yards. So I feel like this is one that we might sim. As we take a look, we are behind the Ravens in the AFC North. Hopefully we can keep up with them this year. They did win the they didn't win the Super Bowl, but they were in the Super Bowl last year. The Steelers won it the first year. So if trend continues, another one from the AFC North is going to be in the Super Bowl this year. Hopefully that'll be us. So let's sim on over to week 3, hopefully with a 2-0 record. Fingers crossed. And actually, before we sim over, one thing that I forgot we could do that I think could help us out extremely early on here is this little thing we could do with our head coach called We've Seen Enough. Reveal a hidden development trait for one player once per season. It'll cost us 50 staff points, but we could unlock Paul Schillinger. So let's do it. And Schillinger is just a star dev, so no traits for him. If he plays really well his rookie year, and if he ends up winning some accolades, whether it's Players of the Week or Rookie of the Year, that could go up. In terms of his tags, something I didn't look at, it is day 1 starter and QB of the future. So likely to start above similarly rated players. Team is unlikely to draft a replacement for this player. So he's definitely the guy to build around. We just need to see him step up a little bit. Obviously, rookie plus 21 years old. We're asking a lot from him, but we know that he can do it. And in week 2, we get another dub, a close game, a 5-point victory with, it looks like, a close battle in the fourth quarter, both teams scoring in the double digits. But for the first time, I believe, this series, we've had back-to-back wins at any point during the season, let alone to start a season. So things are looking promising. Let's see how we did in this game. Schillinger goes 233 in the air, 3 touchdowns, not a single interception. That's what we need to see. We need to see that be consistent through every week. A couple interceptions here and there, okay. But we cannot have the 24 that we had last year. That killed us. He was only sacked once, and he completed 70% of his passes. That is a great game. We need to see that continue. In the rushing department, Zeke goes 108 on 23 for a touchdown, and not very many other people got the ball. Receiving-wise, what did I tell you about Jeremy Ruckert? Get him if he's available. 84 on 7, 2 touchdowns. Chris Olave, 80 on 6 for a touchdown, and he's starting to definitely push for that number 1 spot. Garrett Wilson has been solid for us, don't get me wrong, but Olave's really come on strong the last season. Wilson only gets 49 on 3 here, and then a few other catches down the line. On defense, 12 tackles for Pete Werner, really trying to fight to make sure he keeps that starting spot. We also had 4 tackles for loss, Werner, Baker, Hubbard, and Young. And talk about wanting to keep that spot, 2.5 sacks for Werner, 1 for Hubbard, and half for Young. So he's at least getting something each game. And Okuda gets the INT, so like what I was talking about, we need to get some turnovers. Turnovers help us win. We saw that in the first episode, or the first game of this episode. Late in the game, sack fumble, sealed it. Signed, sealed, delivered. Almost. Well, technically with that fumble, yes, but we also had a turnover, I think, before then, and then we threw our own interception. So defense needs to have some turnovers, not the offense. 4 for 4 on extra points and 1 for 1 on field goals for Sam Sloman. Now in this game, we have Tampa Bay. And Tampa Bay has Vita Vea, a really solid player in the middle. They have a slightly above average offense with a defense that is struggling a little bit below average. So I feel like there's something we could try to take advantage of there. Maybe we watch a little bit of this game. Not sure how much, but they definitely are a bit more balanced. 84 offense, 83 defense, similar to us with 84 offense, 85 defense. So I say we'll get into this game, watch a little bit, maybe jump into the second half. And we are jumping in here to the second half, and it's a close game, 13-10. Would like to see our offense take the next step here. And for the first time, I believe this series, we're wearing the orange jerseys. So here's something new for you. Something we brought out specifically for our new rookie quarterback in Schillinger. And hopefully that'll help him get some big plays here. Vita Vea coming in, forced the fumble, and whoever we have there that was the lineman ran away from the ball. Bucks will take over at the 8. And that is surely not how you take care of your own quarterback, and definitely not how you pay him back after allowing the sack that led to the fumble. You just don't even jump on it. Here comes Chase Young, but a step too late. Buccaneers take a 10-point lead. And I'm going to come out here with the team. I've definitely played more with the Bengals than I did with the California only, but that's because I'm honestly super excited about having a quarterback with 96 throw power. I don't think I've ever had that, so I kind of want to use him. He'll get the completion here to Rashawn Holiday for the first. And of course, still want to incorporate some run here with Elliott. We don't necessarily have the advantage up front, but there's some running space. Elliott with open room, trying to get away from the corner that's coming in, and he will get caught, but not after a huge rush down to the 9. Biggest rush I think we've seen him have this entire series. And we'll follow that up by sending him to the sideline for a bit of a breather. Josie Love will come in. We're going to send him on the wheel. And we're going to have an open guy tipped around, then caught. Olave. Bit of a questionable throw there, but with 96 throw power, it's definitely a possibility. And I'm still going to go with the read option here, but that safety coming down is concerning. But they read that pretty well. Zeke with the cutback and into the end zone. We'll get 1 touchdown back. Bring this game back to only a field goal disadvantage for us. And we'll jump into some quick sim here, see if our defense can get a stop here. McKenzie gets a gain of 6, Dobbins gain of 3, bringing up a 3rd and short, and he'll convert with a 4-yard rush, getting them close to the 40, now past the 40, closer to the 45. 16 yards to Landry, getting to the other 40, then 22 to Goddard. Let's try to jump in here with our defense. And it looks like with our defense, we have a 3-3-5, which is something I'm wanting to bring over to our Cardinals franchise. So we'll see how well it works here. We definitely have the guys on field to run this and run it pretty well. But didn't work too well there. Was a little lax on the coverage with Warner. 1st and goal. Double A-gap blitz here. Try to get some pressure on Herbert, not Hubbard. And that will force the throwaway. 2nd and goal. 2 to the left, 1 to the right. Shotgun set here. It will be a pass. We have some incoming rushers. We will get the stop with Denzel Ward. And it was thrown to Dobbins, but not able to really get much. Maybe a gain of 2. And on 3rd and goal, we will come out in the double A gap, but we are going to drop out. We will send a safety blitz, though. And they get to the outside, and he steps out of bounds, saving us. 4th and goal. They will kick the field goal. And the field goal is good. A 6-point game in favor of the Bucks. And let's see if our CPU-controlled offense can march the ball down the field here and get a lead. A 1-point lead is still a lead, and I would take it. Nice rush down the middle from Zeke, gain of 9. 11 carries, 88 yards, and a touchdown. Of course, most of that all came on our run with the offense last time out. It'll be another run down the middle, gain of about 2 to 3 yards for the first. We definitely have good enough linemen up front to be a well-balanced attack. And we just haven't seen ourselves be a very well-balanced attack. We've kind of just been one thing or the other. Trey Sermon gets in for a gain of 7, his 2nd carry of the night, or day, because it's very much bright out there. Be another run, no read option. There goes our quarterback, and I already, for some reason, can't remember his name. Schillinger, that's it. Huge gain, probably his best run of his career. And by that, I am including college. I don't think we'll get another playoff here. No, we were about a split second away from snapping that ball, but we'll head to the 4th quarter with possession, needing a touchdown. And to start the 4th quarter, we'll be at the 37 with a 1st and 10. Needing a touchdown to take our first lead of this game. Be a pass across the middle, complete to Rashawn Holiday. His 2nd year, starting off pretty solid. Nothing splashy, but getting the job done. 4 catches, 44 yards on the day. Will be a delayed handoff down the middle. Zeke breaks first contact, still trying to power through, brought down by number 24. I think this offense is unstoppable if we could get Zeke with 100 yards rushing or close to, and then about 250 plus passing yards. I think that is the key for us. Throw to the top, caught, then steps out is Olave. And right now we're about 50 yards off that 250 mark for Schillinger. And Zeke is pretty much on the 100, so we're close. Ruckert there. Again, you see how that quick stop route, it was thrown behind him. That's what cost us late last week. Luckily, we were able to force our own turnover to overcome that. But he needs to get better at those little short, quick passes. 1st and 10. Handoff down the middle goes Zeke. We'll get about a gain of 5-ish. Passing 100 yards on the day, getting to the 5. 2nd and 5 with about an inch that we could get before the goal line for a first. Will be a pass here across the middle. And luckily that one hits the turf before someone just picks it off of Wilson's chest. 3rd and 5, I want to jump in. And I want to run some RPO, but we're going to need to get this ball off pretty quickly here. And we will do just that. Run down the middle goes Zeke. A little hesitant. We don't get there, but we are going for it. Run a little bit of spacing here. Holiday underneath. Wilson even on the outside, or kind of on that quick stop. We got several different options here, and we have one of them, and that's going to be caught. Wilson, touchdown, ties the game. Extra point will give us the advantage. It was a good job there from Schillinger. Had to roll out of the pocket to find him. but good hands there from Wilson with number 24 barreling down in on him, holds onto it. I've seen many receivers drop that. And we will get the extra point. So we take a very small lead. I almost said short lead. A small lead, 24-23. Now we just need our defense to hold on to this. Don't let them get down the field. Get a stop well before they could kick a field goal. Play action here. And there's Sam Hubbard with a sack. Exactly what we needed at a crucial time. So no better time to get that sack. Chris Carter over on the sideline getting hyped. Haven't seen him too hyped all too often. A win here today would half our total wins across the entire season last year. Although a huge chunk here to number 13 gets them close to the 40. Need to make sure we don't give up anything big here. Keep them in front of us. Preferably in front of the first down marker as well. Cutback does not work in favor of Dobbins there. Only a gain of 1. And on 2nd and 9, staying spread. 2 to the bottom, 1 to the top. Talking about receivers, we have no one across the middle. We have the double A-gap blitz, and Chase Young as another step off of his 7th sack maybe of the season? Maybe that's a little bit too, maybe like 5th or 6th. But still, pretty good for considering this is, week 3? 3rd and 9. 3 receivers at the bottom, 1 up top. And Herbert throws to the outside, caught, but he had to come back. But the hit takes him past the line to gain, about at the 50-yard line. First down marked at the 49 in plus territory. The defense needs to get a stop here. They're getting too close to field goal range with McPherson. Another pass here on 1st down. Pass rush coming in. He gets the ball out just in time, and it's picked off. That is Denzel Ward, I think. No, that's Akuda. Our slot corner gets the pick. And now we're back on the plus side, our plus side, 33-yard line. Perfect. We could put this game away with some safe play calling on offense. Again, I'm going to knock on wood, but a great job there from Akuda to track back, get the pick, and then get a lot of yardage to help out our offense. If we could get any amount of points here on this drive, I would feel a bit more comfortable. At least a field goal would make it more than a field goal game. So not awful there. A touchdown almost puts the game away, so would prefer that. Now inside the 2-minute warning, come out with a weak eye here. Gilliam in at fullback. 1 receiver to either side. Will be a run down the middle and a great stop there by number 9. 2nd timeout, maybe even 1st timeout called. And that was their 1st timeout. 3rd and 6. Just a few seconds under 2 minutes left on the clock. We're going to set up the screen. We have blockers. And for some reason, we don't use it. But we still managed to get the first. Great job there from Zeke. He should have used his blocker. He would have had a lot more yards. But 1st down was the key there. And we ended up getting it. 3 tight ends in, all at the bottom. 1 lone receiver up top. Will be a run down the middle. Zeke powering, stumbling, and will fall down at the 17. This game close to over. 1st down definitely seals it, but you could honestly say it's probably over about now, but a 1st down would definitely do it. And all we need is that extra yard. Most likely, I would assume we would hand the ball off here. If we don't, it's poor play calling. But we get it. Rayshon Holiday, he calls game there with a touchdown. I want to jump in because I want to go for 2 to make this a 2-score game, to just go ahead and end it. Right now, it's a 7-point game. Touchdown ties. Extra point means they go for 2, could still tie. A 2-point conversion means game over. And we're going to come out empty set, going to send Josie Love on a zig route on that left-hand side. And we have a guy over the top. Perfectly thrown ball. That is game. 2-score game with 1 minute, 1 second left. There's not much more I've seen crazier things happen, but this should be done and over. Great pass there by Schillinger over the top of the linebacker. No way they got a hand on that. And we will watch just to make sure, but this should be basically over. They would need to score a 1-2 play touchdown, and instead pick off Denzel Ward. Let's take the knee. This game's we're not even taking the knee. We're simming to the end. This game's over. 3 wins in a row to start this season. Hopefully we could end the episode with a 4th, but I'll take a 3-1 start. Well over what we've had the previous 2 seasons. And there it is. Game over. We get the dub. I'm definitely helping the team out a bit more than in the previous seasons, but that's because I think this year we are a Super Bowl, not a Super Bowl per se, but playoff team, yes. With a rookie quarterback, can't say for sure Super Bowl, but I think we have enough talent on this team to definitely get a run in. So if I need to help us, especially overcome some of the AI, I'm going to do it. And that is a 3-0 start. And to top it off, we're sitting in first in the AFC North 3-0. Ravens dropped their last game 2-1. We'll finish off this episode with a sim against the 2-1 Kansas City Chiefs. But let's jump into what I'm assuming was probably some media day / talk in the locker room. Coach, your team has played really well in the early part of the season and is off to a hot start. How much of that is because of Paul Schillinger? It's the only real difference between last year and this year, so I'm going to praise Paul. Where he goes, we follow. A lot of what we do and what we're capable of as a team is put on his back, and I think he deserves a ton of credit for the job he's done in leading us towards victories. Beat the Chiefs and have 300-plus passing yards with Schillinger. But our QB isn't the only talk about QBs in this game. Facing a quarterback like Patrick Mahomes always presents an immense challenge for any defense looking to stop him. What style of play will give him the most trouble? Unrelenting pressure or blanket coverage? I have always thought that sacks, if you could get to the quarterback extremely quickly, it's the best way to disrupt a passing game. So unrelenting pressure, I might be biased as I was a defensive lineman though. It always starts with pressure. If he has too much time to throw, we'll get torched like everybody else. But if you can apply pressure and make him uncomfortable, some other words I couldn't read in time. Beat the Chiefs and have 2+ sacks on defense. Let's see if we can get the job done. And to help us do that, the entire defense will have +5 finesse and power moves. It's a nice boost. And we lose our first game of the season, 28-14, against Patrick Mahomes and his Chiefs. And this is still a fantasy sim franchise, so they still went after Mahomes. He had 2 touchdowns, no interceptions. We had 1 touchdown, 2 interceptions. It definitely cost us here. And the weird thing is, as I saw this earlier, take a look only at ours, that it shows no rushing touchdowns, right? Well, if we scroll all the way down, Ben Pierce got a carry. And that 1 carry was for no yards and a touchdown. The other touchdown ended up going to Garrett Wilson, who had a pretty solid game, same as Olave, who just weren't able to get the rest of it going. In terms of defense, Baker had 10 tackles. We had quite a few tackles for loss. Chase Young led us there with 3, and you probably already saw it there, but we did get the 2 sacks. So I believe that completed one of the goals of this game, but didn't force any turnovers. In the kicking department, 2 for 2 on extra points, no field goals attempted. So unfortunately, we drop our first game, but still starting off 3-1 is fantastic. So best start we've had so far. We've won 3 games in a row, have never won games in a row prior to this episode. So great start there. We will start the next episode with the Cleveland Browns. The Ohio Bowl is back. But yeah, we'll start off with the Ohio Bowl next episode. We'll also take a quick look at the scouting report, see how those college players are looking earlier on. Won't be in depth, but a quick look at some of the higher end guys so we know who we need to trade. We have a linebacker and a running back that can be traded to try to get back some earlier round picks because, again, only have 4 and down. So definitely some things to work on next episode. Hopefully Schillinger can improve. We've seen him have some really good games and then some games where the interceptions step in. So need to get that cleaned up. But I hope you guys are enjoying this. And if you are, and if you're not already subscribed, go ahead and do so. Be a part of the 100 as that's where we're growing towards. A few weeks ago, I think by the time this comes out, as I'm filming ahead of time due to the move early October. As I'm filming this now, we hit 50 last week. So or actually earlier this week. So 100 is the next goal. Thank you for guys, if you're watching this, who have joined and are part of that 50, now 60 actually. So thank you. If you're not joined, go ahead and do it. We have a lot of fun here. This series posted every Wednesday and Saturday. Our traditional Cardinal series posted every Monday and Thursday. So if you haven't checked that out, suggest you do. And until next time, we'll see you later. Bye.